Hi everyone, today I'm gonna share the easiest and the best prime rib recipe in the world ever. Why so confident? Because we've done it for 15 years and this year I decided to film it and share it with you. Starting with the cut, you have three choices: prime, choice and select. We've done all three and choice is just wonderful. Prime is too expensive and the difference is minimal. Now, how much to buy? We usually buy 1 pound per person or 1 bone for every 2 guests. We buy the prime rib about 2 days prior to cooking, but if you're short on time, that's okay. The day of the big feast, we take the prime rib out of the refrigerator at least 3 hours prior to cooking and try to get it as close as possible to room temperature, around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. If your cut is more than 10 pounds, it will take a bit longer than that. I would say add 30 minutes for each additional pound. Now, the seasoning. Last year, for the first time, we used a bunch of herbs and butter following someone else's recipe, and that was a mistake because the butter made it too heavy, and because of the high temperature, the herbs kind of burnt and change the flavor of the prime rib. As you can see, the prime rib already has plenty of fat and the butter would be unnecessary. Okay, start by preheating the oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. And for those of you who know me and my cooking well, you know that I'm a firm believer in the simpler the better. So to season the prime rib, all I'm using is kosher salt and black pepper. Add a very generous amount of kosher salt on all sides of the prime rib, and don't be afraid to use too much because kosher salt is not as salty as regular salt. When you're done with the kosher salt, add black pepper to taste, and I'm not a big fan of black pepper, so I don't add too much. When you're done seasoning, place the prime rib with the fat side up in a deep baking dish because we don't want to lose all these wonderful juices. To calculate how long to cook the prime rib, take the weight and multiply it by 5 minutes. Then add extra 2 minutes to compensate for the heat you will lose when you open the oven. In my case, the prime rib is 10.6 pounds times 5 minutes per pound equals 53 minutes. Plus extra 2 minutes, my total baking time is 55 minutes. And I'm using a meat thermometer as well so you can see how accurate this method is. Alright, once the oven is preheated, place the prime rib one level up from the bottom rack of the oven, set the timer to the time you got on your calculator, in my case 55 minutes, close the oven and just go away for 55 minutes or whatever the time on your calculator is. Okay, 55 minutes have passed. Now, turn the oven off but do not open it. Set the timer for 2 hours and walk away again. And don't worry about the low meat temperature, it will go up while sitting in the oven, I promise you. A very important side note: if you already have guests in the house while you're cooking, make a huge note and type it to the oven door so nobody opens it. Alright, the moment of truth is almost here. As you can see, the prime rib temperature is at 130 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the perfect medium rare doneness, and we're just about at the end of the 2 hours. Be prepared to see the juiciest, perfectly done medium rare prime rib roast. Look how juicy it is, and that crunchy, crispy, salty crust on the outside, I love it. Because the prime rib has been sitting in the oven for 2 hours, there is no need to rest the meat, so you can start slicing right away. And for the guests who like the prime rib medium, you can just serve the 2 end slices, but look how juicy and pink it is in the inside. I absolutely love it. And if you tried this prime rib recipe, please come back and let me know how you liked it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Enjoy your prime rib, everyone. I love you. Bye.